So hello everyone, this is lecture 56 for the mathematical physics. In the last lecture we have done about the gradient and we have seen the applications, mean the perpendicular vector or to the plane and a tangent plane equation. We have already found that using the help of gradient. Today we'll see things about divergence. So first we will see the mathematical form, then we'll see the physical meaning, okay, physical significance. So what is divergence in mathematics? So consider some vector field. So you know what is vector field? Means like you know about the electric field and the magnetic field. So these are the examples of vector fields. So you can define your vector field by a simple vector, means at any position you know these things. So let's see, we have a vector field ax x cap, ay y cap, az z cap. Now you know what is the gradient of this vector? Will be gradient of some any function will be this. This is scalar. We find gradient of a scalar, but this is called a Dale operator, and Dale operator we define in this form: x cap del by del x, del by del y, del by del z. So this is Dale operator. When you apply this operator on a scalar, okay, then you are finding the gradient of that scalar. But if you apply this operator to a vector, okay, or the vector field, and take the dot product, that is called the divergence. So Dale dot A, and it is always find it at a particular point. So this is called the divergence, and this is a scalar quantity, and gradient is a vector quantity. Always remember this. So Dale dot A is given by dot product of A and Dale operator. It will give you del x, del ax divided by del x, del ay divided by del y, plus del az divided by del z, and this will be scalar. And this is always find it on a particular point. So when you get this, you will substitute the values of x naught, y naught, z naught. You will get the divergence at that point. Okay. Now see, this is the mathematical thing, how to find the divergence. Let's see what is the meaning of divergence at that point. Okay. So for that, let's take an example of vector field, that is A, x cap, y cap, plus z cap. Now see, you can represent this vector field in terms of spherical coordinates also. So we already taken this example when we convert the spherical to Cartesian and Cartesian to spherical. So this was turned out to be r cap in spherical coordinates. So there was no theta cap and phi cap, it was r cap. Now how to represent this vector field? So see, this is a sphere and whose direction is will always be in the radial direction. So when you take this, means now you take the vectors in that field, they will be making a sphere. Means if you take the r equal to 1, then there will be vectors of 1 length in the radial direction. So you will get a sphere of 1 radius. Therefore 2, you will get a sphere of 2 radius. And that's how you can define the vectors also. Means for the, see, if you take 2 here, then your tail and head, there should be the positions. Means tail will be at the point, let's see, this is your tail, this is point P, and this distance is 2. So, and this coordinates, you know, this is 2. So tail will be at this point, and this length will be equal to 2. So that's how you represent a vector in the vector field. Okay. So tail will be at that point at which you want to find the vector field, means at r equal to 2, it will be here. And this O and P, length between O and P will be represented by this vector. Same here, this tail will be at this point and this length will be represented by this vector. So see, as r is increasing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will be 5 somewhere here. So this length will be equal to the vector next to it. So that will be more large. So see, this length is increasing. So if any point if you take, let's see this point, and find the divergence, it will be some positive value. Means there will be divergence of the, means divergence, you can see this word, means something is spreading. So this length is spreading. This is less before it and it is large after it. Same if you take here, the field is less spread here and more spread here. So that shows the divergence. So in this kind of vector field, you will get this kind of vector field, and you can find the divergence, that is del dot A. So this will give you del x by, means this how you can find, this is just the formula. You will get 3. The positive value represent that divergence is positive, means going in the outward direction, or it is spreading. So that is the meaning of divergence. If it is positive, it means it is spreading. Now let's take this example. Vector field is A, z cap. Now see, it will be in direction of z cap always, but for the first point it will be tail here and length will be small. For this one, this point length will be large. For this point length will be more large, and this is increasing. Now see, here also at any point you will see that it is less downward and large outward. So we'll get a divergence here also. So if you find the divergence of A, you will get some value that will be 1. So this is representing that length is increasing or your vector field is spreading. So that is the physical meaning of divergence. Let me give you one more example. If vector field is represented by A equal to Z cap, now see this length is fixed. So for 1 it will be 1, for 2 also it will be 1, for 3 also it will be 1. So length of vector will always remain at all points. This is first point, this is second point, this is third point. So length is remaining same. So we'll say that there is no divergence at all because length is same before and after. So if you find the divergence of this thing, say with the using of this formula, it will be 0. So when divergence is 0 means there is no spreading at all. Now let's see what is the if divergence came out to be negative. So A equal to minus r cap. See this example. Now this minus sign represents the direction will be minus r cap, and things will be same. So minus r cap. Now for this point, length will be this but in the negative direction. For this point, length will be this but in negative direction, and it is decreasing up to this point because this length is decreasing. That's why this length is also decreasing. This will be large here, less here. So you will see that your divergence will came out to be negative, and this negative sign represent the convergence. Okay, because this is converging. So you know this word, this is the English word, that what is the meaning of convergence. Means field is becoming less and less. Okay, means less spread and spread more after it. So negative direction representing the convergence to this point. So divergence mainly if it is non-zero divergence, that means there is some source or sink there from which vector field is emitting or coming towards it. Okay, so means if you have some divergence, that means there is a source or sink. But if you are getting no divergence, that means there is no source and no sink. So here you can see there is no source and no sink. So at any point you will say there is nothing, but here you can see that it is coming to this point, and here it is diverging from this point. So that's why you have source and sink. Now that is another thing we can find with the help of divergence, that if there is source and sink or not. So in electromagnetic field we will see that del dot E is represented by rho by epsilon. Now this came out to be non-zero, means that electric field has some source and sink, and we know about this, that there is source and sink in the electric field. Like for the Q charge you will have plus, and for minus Q charge you have the convergence. So monopoles exist in the electric field, but if you find the divergence in the magnetic field case, so it came out to be 0 because there is no source and no sink in the magnetic field. So at any point you are having some rotation also in the magnetic field. So monopole doesn't exist in the magnetic field. So that is another proof for this from the divergence. Now let's see one more example. If A is given by x square x cap y plus y cube y cap, z for z cap, then divergence of A will be 2x plus 3y square plus 4z cube. So it will be different, means it doesn't need to be same at all points. Divergence should be same. It can be different at different points. So you can find this. When the divergence is this, now at 1 0 0 it will be 2, at 1 0 1 0 it will be 3. So that's how you can find at different points the divergence. So now see, it was in the Cartesian coordinates. Now you can find divergence in the spherical and cylindrical also. So you must remember these formulas. If A is in the spherical coordinate system r theta phi, then your divergence is given by this formula. Means formula is this. Means A is AR A theta A phi. So AR will be here, A theta will be here, and A phi will be here. And your it will be 1 upon r square del by del r square. 1 upon r sin theta del by del theta sin theta. 1 upon r sin theta del by del phi, and then A phi simply. So remember this formula for the spherical polar coordinates. For the cylindrical polar coordinates is AR A phi AZ. You will have 1 upon r del by del r AR plus 1 upon r del A phi del phi plus del AZ divided by del Z. So this is for the cylindrical polar coordinates. Cylindrical coordinate system. Now see, we can take an example for the spherical. So it is r cos theta r cap plus r sin theta theta cap plus r sin theta cos phi phi cap. Now you will use this formula, and it's a simple differentiation. In place of AR you will write this r cos theta. In place of A theta you will write r sin theta. In place of A phi you will write r sin theta cos phi. So it will be r sin theta cos phi, and means you will just put these values, and here it will be r cube. So it will be r only remaining. It is the partial differentiation with respect to r. So r cube will give you 3r square. So r square will cancel out. So 3 cos theta you will get, and 2 cos theta from here, because it will be r sin square theta. So r will cancel out, and sin square theta will give you 2 sin theta cos theta. Sin theta will cancel out. So 2 cos theta from here, 3 cos theta here. So you will get 5 cos theta. And same from here, this r and sin theta will came out. R will cancel out, sin theta will cancel out. Cos phi will give you minus sin phi. So this will be your divergence for the spherical polar coordinates. Same you can try this. R 2 plus sin square phi r cap plus r sin phi cos phi phi cap plus 3z z cap. In the cylindrical polar coordinates, and you will use this formula, this one, and answer will be 8. So try this. This is a simple differentiation, partial differentiation. Now let's see about the curl. What is curl? So first see the mathematical form. Consider some vector field A. So some vector field A is given. Now this represents the curls, means cross product of this vector with the Dale operator will give you your curl at any point x0, y0, z0. So you know how to find the cross product. That is x cap, y cap, z cap, del by del x, del by del y, del by del z for the Dale operator, and ax, ay, az from the vector field. Now you know it is just cut these lines, x cap, del by del y, az minus del by del z, ay. That's how you get your cross product for this. Just simple determinant, solve this determinant. So this will be vector again, cross product will give you vector. So this is your cross product or the curl of A. Now this is the mathematical form. What is the meaning of curl in the significance? Means what is the physical significance? So let's say we have A equal to minus y x cap plus x y cap. Now let's see this vector field at different means. Let's plot this vector field. So first x equal to 1, y equal to 0. What you will get? You will get y cap. So for 1 0 you will get A equal to y cap. For 0 1 you will get A equal to minus x cap. Minus 1 0 you will get A equal to minus y cap. 0 minus 1 will give you A equal to x cap. So what are they representing? See at this 1 0. So point will be this x1 y0. So tail will be here vectors and length is 1. So it will be 1 unit length is this side. Now same you can find for the 0 1. X is 0, y is 1. So here tail will be here and length will be this side, because this is the x cap, so minus x cap, so direction will be minus x cap, here direction will be y cap, and same if you find for the minus 1 0, direction will be minus y cap and length will be 1. Same for the at 0 minus 1, it will be this side x cap. So you will get a rotating vector. For this 1 unit length you will get this kind of structure for the vector field. Now if this length is double 2, if you take the 2 0 0 2 minus 2 0, you will get this. Means this will remain same, direction will remain same, but what you will get? You will get magnitude as 2. So length will be doubled. Okay, so vector length will be doubled. So that's how you will get your vector field. So you can represent this vector field here. Okay, so it will be like this. Now see, let's find the divergence for this. So you can see that there is divergence will came out to be 0 for this. Now what is the meaning of this divergence equal to 0? Means there is no spreading of this vector field, it is remaining same. But if you find the curl of this vector A, so curl will came out to be non-zero, that will be 2z cap. So what is the meaning of if curl is non-zero? So curl, actually the physical meaning of curl is it represents the rotation. So if curl is non-zero means there is rotation in the vector field. If curl is 0, there is no rotation in the vector field. So see, so you can see this, if the curl is non-zero, that means there is rotation in the vector field, and divergence is 0. So what is the reason for this? Means you can see from this curve that there is no source or sink, or there is no origin or diverging from somewhere and converging to somewhere. That's why we are getting divergence equal to 0. So this is the case as you see in the magnetic field also. So magnetic field you can remember there is no source and sink, so their divergence del dot B is also came out to be 0 in the electromagnetic theory. Let's take one more thing to understand this curve. So you remember this, we already taken this example, A equal to r cap, this is this. So this is your vector field in the sphere where there is origin or the source and it is going out. Okay, we have taken this example. Now let's find the curl and the divergence for this. So divergence is non-zero, means there is source and sink and it is diverging from some point. So we get this divergence non-zero. But here this curl is came out to be 0. So for this curl is came out to be 0. And we remember vector field is somehow this for this curve. And see there is no rotation in this vector field. So that's why this can represent the rotation in the vector field, the curl. If curl is 0, that means there is no rotation at all. So we can see this visual representation is here, that there is no rotation here. So this is for the electric field. Now electrostatic fields, you can remember in the when there is charge. So divergence came out to be non-zero, means there is source and sink of charge. But if you find the curl of electric field, there is 0, because there is no rotation in the electric field, it is just diverging or converging. Okay, so that was about the electrostatic. But for if you talk about the magnetic field or the magnetostatic field, so divergence came out to be 0, because there is no source and sink for the magnetic field, and the curl will came out to be non-zero, means there is rotation in the magnetic field. So we see all these things, and I am telling you only these example because we know the vector field about these electric field and the magnetic field. That's why we are discussing them, so you can relate about that. Okay, so That's all for today. We will see more in the next lecture. Thank you everyone.